Exclusive, first photos of Ariana Grande since Manchester attack show tearful pop star being comforted by her boyfriend as she whisks off a private jet and into an SUV caravan. An emotional Ariana Grande was spotted for the first time since the terror attack at her Manchester concert on Monday as she touched down in her hometown of Boca Raton, Florida. The pop star could be seen in tears as she exited a private jet on Tuesday afternoon and was greeted by her boyfriend Mac Miller, who was waiting on the tarmac to comfort the 23-year-old singer. Ariana, who was dressed in head-to-toe black and carrying a purple unicorn onesie, shared a lengthy embrace and kiss with Miller before being whisked away in an SUV caravan to a family member's home in a nearby gated community. Miller could also been seen warmly embracing Ariana's mother Joan, who like her daughter was dressed entirely in black, and giving her a kiss on the cheek as he helped her into one of the waiting vehicles. Police cars were also seen surrounding Joan's nearby home, less than 24 hours after 22 people lost their lives and another 119 were injured when an improvised device went off inside Manchester Arena just moments after Ariana performed her final song. Joan was one of the people in attendance when the bomb exploded on Monday and heading backstage to congratulate her daughter when the night suddenly described into chaos. Rather than panic, however, she immediately got to work helping some of the young concertgoers make their way out of the arena and safely backstage, where she stayed with the group and helped to calm them down amidst the mayhem. Ariana has yet to speak publicly about the devastating attack, but did post a message on Twitter early Tuesday, writing, "Broken. From the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry. I don't have words." The pop star has also now indefinitely delayed her much-anticipated European tour, which kicked off in Stockholm on May 8 and was set to wrap up on June 15 in Rome. She and Joan made a quick and quiet departure from England early Tuesday morning with a little help from fellow pop star Taylor Swift, who lent the two women one of her private jets. Sources told TMZ, however, that Swift wasn't involved in the process, as the private jet was financed down the middle by Grande's touring corporation Live Nation and manager Scooter Braun. ISIS is now taking credit for the Monday night massacre, with authorities identifying 22-year-old Salman Abedi as the suicide bomber responsible for the carnage. The blast from Abedi's improvised device went off just seconds after Ariana finished her final song of the evening, with some of the injured victims telling authorities that the explosive appeared to be filled with nails and nuts. Abedi is the British-born son of Libyan immigrants and lived just a few miles from the arena where Ariana performed on Monday. Police are still investigating whether or not Abedi might have been aided by any accomplices in the attack, and at least one other man has been arrested by authorities in connection with the attack. That individual, who is 23, has not yet been identified by police. Investigators are spending a good deal of their time now poring over the thousands of videos filmed on Monday by Ariana's young fans and the arena's surveillance footage for any clues as to how the attack was planned and who may have helped to carry it out. Prime Minister Theresa May announced Tuesday evening that the threat level in the country had been raised to critical, meaning an attack could happen imminently in Britain. If the incident is confirmed as a terrorist attack, it would be the deadliest in Britain since 4 suicide bombers killed 52 London commuters on 3 subway trains and a bus in July 2005. Manchester Arena said on its website that the blast struck outside the venue as concertgoers were leaving. Some eyewitnesses said it happened in the foyer of the arena just after the concert ended. One witness said Grande had just finished her final song and said "Thank you, Manchester," before leaving the stage when suddenly there was a loud explosion. The incident led to a night-long search for loved ones as parents tried to locate their teenage children and groups of friends scattered by the explosion sought to find one another. Taxi services offered to give stranded concertgoers rides home for free, and residents opened their homes to provide lodging for people who could not get home because public transport had shut down. City officials said the true spirit of Manchester would shine through despite the horrendous incident, while Twitter and Facebook were filled with appeals for information about people who had not been accounted for. The names of the victims are also slowly becoming public, revealing that most were young female teenagers, no doubt thrilled to be seeing Ariana perform live for the first time. 8-year-old Safi Rose Rousas is the youngest victim who has been identified at this time. Even more tragic is the fact that the young girl's mother Lisa still has no idea, as she was left critically injured in the blast and is still fighting for her own life. Safi's older sister is also being treated for injuries she suffered during the attack. Georgina Calendar, 18, lost her life as well in the attack, just hours after the teenager tweeted at Ariana to let her know how excited she was to see her in concert. 2 years prior, Georgina had got to go backstage and meet Grande after her performance, and later shared one of the photos she took with the pop star. Safi and Georgina lived just 2 miles from one another in the village of Tarleton, and on Tuesday their friends, family, neighbors and even complete strangers gathered to remember the young girls, whose lives were cut tragically short. Some carried balloons and others flowers, while many had signs that read "I love MCR." With the whole of Britain in mourning over this tragedy, both political parties agreed to halt campaigning ahead of the upcoming June 6 election out of respect for the victims. A number of celebrities also offered up their thoughts and prayers in the wake of Monday night's attack. David Beckham, who became a global sports superstar while playing for Manchester United, posted on Facebook, "Heartbreaking news from Manchester. As a father and a human, what has happened truly saddens me. My thoughts are with all of those that have been affected by this tragedy." His Spice Girl turned designer wife Victoria, who lived in Manchester after marrying Beckham, added, "My heartfelt thoughts and prayers for all those affected by the tragedy in Manchester last night." Swift, who later offered up her private jet to Ariana, wrote, "My thoughts, prayers and tears for all those affected by the Manchester tragedy tonight. I'm sending all my love." Katy Perry also commented on the violent attack, saying, "Praying for everyone at Ariana Grande's show. Broken-hearted for the families tonight. Broken-hearted for Ari. Broken-hearted for the state of this world." And Rihanna wrote, "Manchester has always been so close to my heart. These are innocent, vulnerable kids. This could have been any of us. I'm devastated. Praying for the beautiful souls we lost, their families and loved ones, for the survivors who will forever be impacted by this Manchester." One of the most poignant remembrances though may have come however from British-born talk show host James Corden, who was taping his late-night program in Los Angeles when the attack occurred on Monday. "It shocks me every time we hear this sort of news, that attacks like this can happen, but especially when there will be so many children at this concert tonight. Many of you won't have ever been to Manchester, but you will definitely have heard of it. It's famous all over the world for so many wonderful things: great football teams, Man City, Man United. It's famous for incredible music, Oasis and Joy Division. It was the birthplace of the leader of the suffragettes. It's the home of the inventor of the first computer. It's a place full of comedy, and curries, and character. But when I think of Manchester, the place that I know, I think of the spirit of the people there, and I'm telling you, a more tight-knit group of people you will be hard-pressed to find. Strong, proud, caring people with community at its core, and if it was even possible, the spirit of the people of Manchester will grow even stronger this evening. My thoughts and prayers are with everyone in Manchester tonight, all of the staff of the Men Arena, all of the security teams, all of the emergency services, Ariana and her team, and all of those families affected by tonight. We'll all go to bed, holding our little ones even tighter this evening."